far out to, talk about things like ancestral healing, but I feel like I'm in good company. Too far out? What's that? So we've all heard of the idea that, or probably more of a universal truth than an idea, that what we do now is going to impact the generations to come for 7 generations at least, right? And one of the things I think maybe we don't talk about is that the healing we do is healing the past generations. And some of you may have heard in the Bible, and I didn't do my good job of finding my Bible verse, but it's in my brain, and I think that's what matters, and it has to do with the sins of the father and how those are going to affect the lineage for 7 generations. Does anybody know their ancestry that far back? Anybody in here? Yeah? That's cool. That's cool. That's really cool. I come from a line of orphans on both sides. So there's a missing piece to my puzzle. And there's a broken branch in my family tree, a sick branch. And I've known for a really long time that my work is to heal that branch, cut off the dead parts, and to nurture the new growth, and to change that genetic structure that we all build, that is built from the body, that is passed from the body, that's passed from the teachings, that's passed from the deeds and actions of those who have come before us. So it's a little bit of a heavy topic, but that is what this time is about, right? This is the shadow work. It's an aspect of the shadow work. So we've got this celebration, we've got this remembrance, and we honor our ancestors. And I just want to take a moment to just thank our ancestors, or those who have passed before us. For living in our memories, for living in our hearts. And for who we are right now. Because there's no light without shadow. They coexist within all of us. And this is the season to acknowledge that, right? This is the time as a spiritual practitioner to do deep work. We're celebrating our abundance, right? This is the final harvest. This is what we're doing. We have so much to give. But what are we holding on to that is keeping us from forgiving? That's keeping us from connecting and from realizing that we all come from the same family tree. Great mother from the motherland, right? Great African great grandmother. We all come from one. So, therefore, we are all one. Okay? I know I'm preaching to the fire. Can I get an amen? Amen. So, but we have these grievances that we hold on to that make us forget. Okay, so this is a good time. So I'm bringing up grievances. I think this is a good time to say a little bit about what forgiveness is not. Okay? Because we've all heard, and we're all really becoming more aware of trauma, generational trauma, and forgiveness does not mean that we pardon. It's not the same as a pardon. Pardon means you don't have to, you're done with your paying back your debt, right? You're done. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to pay for your debt anymore. So that's God's job. Just like judgment is God's job, spirits, universe, goddess, all of the above's God's job, right? That's not our job. But our job is to forgive. And it doesn't even mean that we ever have to talk to the person that we need to forgive. But that also doesn't mean that you don't need to talk to the person that you need to forgive, okay? It's different for everyone, right? And so I am just speaking for myself, right? So we have little forgivenesses on a day-to-day basis that we need to do, right? Those are the things that we go, oh shoot, I shouldn't have said that, right? Or I know better than road raging, classic, right? We forgive ourselves and we forgive someone else for the little day-to-day indiscretions, right? And we have big forgivenesses that are hard. Someone wronged us in such a way that it changed our lives forever. And we'll never get a piece of ourselves back. That's where this shadow time and this shadow work comes in. Because in order to give of our light fully, in order to give of our abundance, this abundant harvest that we have, we have to let go first. Okay? All right, so I want everybody to close your eyes and think of a grievance. And look, you don't have to do your biggest, you do not have to do your biggest grievance right now. I actually recommend starting small. Okay? But if you're ready for that, go for it. Okay? We're here for you. So just hold that grievance in your mind's eye. I want you to take your hands and make a fist. I want you to squeeze that fist. Both hands, please. You squeeze that fist while you're thinking about Squeeze those fists while you're thinking about those grievances. Oh, and by the way, you also don't have to close your eyes if you don't feel comfortable with your eyes closed. So, whatever you need in your body. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Okay? This is what's happening right now to your soul when you refuse to let go. This is what it feels like to me. And I know that my health crisis is directly related to this because it involves a fist in my stomach. A tight, tight fist. And that can go everywhere. that tension throughout your whole body, carrying these grievances around with you. Okay? Maybe you've already let go. Take a nice moment, nice deep breath, exhale, and just slowly, just gently let go. And see how nice that feels. And then we have Christ consciousness forgiveness. Which is quite literally, there is nothing to forgive. So I want you to hold that grievance in your mind. You can close your eyes if you feel that was good to you. I want you to think about that grievance and say, this is like, you don't have to mean it also right now. Like this is just a practice, okay? This is just something to help you. And if it doesn't help, that's totally cool too. And just see what it feels like in your mind. There's nothing to forgive. Right? Because, all right, now just bear with me. Here's my logic. We are all one. And if you believe like me that we've lived many, many lifetimes, then we have quite literally committed every atrocious sin under the sun. Every single one of us. I keep saying the word literally. That doesn't really work in this context. But you guys, I feel like you guys you get it. You know what I mean? I feel it in my body. I feel a shift in my body, and to me, that's literal. You know. So the Christ consciousness, the forgiveness that comes from Christ consciousness. I had a little taste of my past growing up in the Catholic Church and listening to the Mass. And there's a line in the Mass, Lamb of God, that takes away the sins of the world, have mercy on us. And I had a solo in the choir concert at the U of A recently, and that was my one little solo line. Over and over and over again, I practiced that line, singing. And I find it difficult to sing things I don't believe. And so I really had to dig deep into what that means. And I had this moment where I went, oh, right, because there is no sin, right? Because we are all in this together. And there is that recognition that there is nothing to forgive. And when I placed the people in my life that I need to forgive in that context, I can feel a little opening beginning to happen in my heart. Like, wow. Now, forgiveness is something that we do for ourselves because we need to heal. But it's also something that we do for others because we need to release them to also heal. There is not a single living soul on this planet who has done a terrible thing that has not had a terrible thing done to them. So at this time, I'd like to do a little bit of meditation with you all. And we're going to begin our process of writing down our grievance, coming up to the burn bowl and letting go. And when we go back to our seats, we're going to do the offertory. And through this process, acknowledge the space within yourself that's allowed to give freely because you've let go. So at this time, let's close our eyes and hold this grievance in our mind. And whenever you're ready, at any point while I'm talking, go ahead and you can go ahead and write that down, the thing that you want to release. And if you need a piece of paper, please raise your hand. In this time, when the veil is thin and we're honoring the shadow, and we're recognizing our ancestors, those who come before. Let us take a moment and acknowledge the power of darkness. The power of darkness is stillness, intuition, dreaming, facing ourselves, facing our fears, facing truths. Listening, doing the deep spiritual work of letting go and forgiving and giving. I'm a nerd, and so I did a little etymology on the word forgiveness. And it breaks down to completely gift. Because without forgiveness, we cannot actually completely give of ourselves and our gifts. It looks like a fuzzy spider
I just saw that at the same time.
graced us with her presence. That's beautiful on our altar. Aw.
It's on my mom's picture.
So this is important because the darkness is the other half of the light. Okay? And it's okay. Our unwillingness to forgive is simply based in fear. It's because we're afraid of something. Because that holding on protects us. And that's okay if you're not ready. If you're not ready, just plant the seed, okay? Plant this. I want you to plant the seed because I want you to be able to give of your gifts fully and completely in this world, because this world needs you. So you plant the seed, it needs the darkness. It needs the cold. It needs the gestation, okay? So no more spiritual bypassing. No more everything is all white, because it's just not. Okay? There's an exercise that you can do, and it's pretty witchy, but it's also very interesting and fun. And you gaze into a mirror and you see yourself. You spend a good amount of time with it. And I encourage you to do it. You can make it real witchy, or you can just stand in your bathroom and do it. It's whatever feels good, whatever you're comfortable with. Just look in the mirror and face yourself. See what comes up. And let me know.
I'm doing that.
Well, at this time, we're going to sing a song for you while you come and you bring your bones, bring your grievances, and let them be transformed by the fire. You